Von Allen Sports.
This is Patriots linebacker, Super Bowl 49 champ, Darius Fleming, and you're watching Von Allen Sports. Real and honest NFL analysis. Subscribe now. Join the empire. Von Allen Sports, let's go!
Hey there, how you doing? Coach here outside of beautiful Arrowhead Stadium, home of the Kansas City Chiefs. Let me tell you, it's a beautiful night here in Kansas City. Hey, we're feeling great after our wonderful win yesterday in Philadelphia, and I'm feeling especially great because I got to get some cheesesteaks this weekend. That is for sure. Oh, baby, that was wonderful. Hey, but I got to tell you, last year didn't end like we wanted it to. We took on Tom Brady. We didn't have the offensive line to do it, and so we rebuilt, we restructured, and we came in strong. And I'll tell you what, these guys are starting to look good. We have 2 weeks in a row of 100-yard rushers, so watch out. I hope to see him in our 3rd straight Super Bowl. That is for sure. Now, I know last night we saw Tom play in front of his home crowd there in New England. That's right, home crowd. You have so many bandwagon fans that jumped on the Tampa Bay bus when he left, and I know some of them are there at the stadium. So, hey, who are you cheering for, Tom or Mac? Hey, my money's on Mac. That guy's a young, good quarterback. He's a good-looking quarterback, just like Tom. So I expect him to do really, really well in this league. So get behind him, and you guys are going to do great. Hey, with that, you're watching Von Allen Sports, real and honest NFL analysis. So subscribe now and join the empire. Von Allen Sports. Let's go, baby.
Isn't that just awesome? I love that guy. Maybe I can get him to update it, though. If you're asking who that is every time you watch a Chiefs game, especially in prime time, they show that dude. He's the guy that's in the crowd who's dressed like Andy Reid. But anyway, I thought it'd be fun for him to be, endorsing VAS. So I reached out and tried to get that worked out. So, but my God, how you guys doing? What a freaking day! What a day! All right. I mean, so much happened. We completely destroyed the Jets, and that's always good. I don't care how bad they suck. Well, they always suck, so that's kind of like redundant, right? But man, just a complete and utter beatdown, an absolute destruction. All right, and this is the NFL, so don't give me this, oh, it's the Jets. I understand it's the Jets, okay? And I'm also at the same time, I'm not saying that this is a statement game, okay? It's not a statement game. It doesn't. We need to see more, of course. But man, is that in the right direction, okay? You don't put up over 50 points in the NFL. You just don't do it. I don't care who you are or who the team is. I mean, to put up that much. I mean, I'm looking at, actually it was Zach Wilson first. I have an iPad right in front of me, and I'm just kind of going over. I wanted to post the highlights on here, but I'm afraid they'll cancel my stream if I do. I don't care that they, monetize or whatever. That's fine. That doesn't bother me. But I just think that they'll cancel it, and then we'd have to start over, and that would be a problem, basically. So. All right. Well, anyway, we scored 54, perfect. That's the Dante Hightower's number. He, of course, is my favorite defensive player on the Patriots. Has been for a very long time. But, yeah, I mean, it couldn't be more beautiful, honestly. All right? I'm going to read something here. And, again, I'm only reading this specifically and pointed it out because I usually don't read out specific stats. But this matters, okay? It matters because of where the progression is going, okay? We've seen Mac Jones' progression this entire time. Mac Jones, 24 of 36, 307 yards. Okay, 36 attempts. We're throwing the ball more now, okay? They're starting to get, I think I think Josh McDaniels is finally getting the point here. 2 touchdowns, no interceptions, only sacked 1 time for only 8 yards, and I never saw him panic once. We even got a Kendrick Bourne touchdown pass. How awesome was that? I love it. It just reminds me of, back when we used to do that with Brady and stuff. And it's just, it seems like they're really just reaching. They're reaching down and they're trying to get something going. They're trying to make something happen. And what better week to do it than Jets week? It is always fun to embarrass the New York Jets. I mean, I never get tired of it. But Mac, I mean, sometimes I watch him and I just, does he look like a rookie to you guys? I don't see it. He doesn't look like a rookie to me. To me, he just looks like he's been in the league forever. It's so weird. Let's see here. We have 2 super chats already. Awesome, guys. Thank you. Elliot, I was gonna get to you. I was gonna get to you soon, but you got here first, so I'll go ahead and read it. Elliot, who also is a Ravens fan, obviously, sends a $5 super chat and says, "That was absolutely pathetic and appalling. You let one man single-handedly hang over 201 yards on you, and you only scored 17 points." Man, I completely missed that. So if you guys tuned into the show last night, I hit on a lot of these. That one was not one I hit on. I had no idea that the Ravens would get beaten like they did. I couldn't believe it. As I was watching it, I was like, okay, the Ravens are letting the Bengals hang around a little bit. But then the Ravens will take care of business. Lamar Jackson will break out. They'll figure something out. The defense will make a play against the Bengals. They're going to, the Bengals are going to screw something up because that's what they do. They're the Bungles, right? The Cincinnati Bungles. They're going to find a way to bungle it and screw it up. So it never happened. The Ravens just stalled out. They just didn't look like the Ravens. And that's what I mean. I always say this. I said it last night too. The Ravens are the weirdest team. When you don't expect them to be good, they go in and they beat some great team. And then when you think they're going to be good, they go in and do this. They've had the Bengals number. How many years in a row was it? When was the last time the Bengals even beat the Ravens or even done anything good against the Ravens? I think it's been a while, right? But with that said, that means I'm also wrong about the Bengals in a sense that they're playing good football, man. So it's just, I love Joe Burrow, man. I think he's awesome. I didn't follow him much in college because I don't really watch college. I only pay attention to the quarterbacks when the draft comes. But when he won me over when I saw him in the locker room with the cigar, just like Lynn Dawson, of the Kansas City Chiefs back in the old days, that was cool. And I appreciate a player who cares about history and likes to give a nod to that kind of thing. I think it's really awesome. A lot of these players I have a problem with that they don't know the history of the NFL. They don't seem to know anything about it. And that's weird to me. But yeah, Joe won me over with that. I just have a very high distrust of the Bengals organization, the ownership down. I just don't. They always find a way to screw something up. They always do. It's incredible. So I was really expecting the Ravens to take care of business on this one, being 5-1. They've been playing great football all year long. But okay, I have to hand it to them. This was a quality win. So Bengals, if there are any Bengals fans out there, yeah, I was wrong about this. Dead wrong. I will eat my humble pie, and all this stuff. So absolutely dead wrong. And Ravens, what are you guys doing? But this is the NFL, and it's always more. I always I always go on the side of a team won, not a team lost it. I hate that analogy. I hate that saying when people, after every game or whatever, and it's a surprising victory or a team that you don't like or a team that won that you didn't pick, some pundit or some idiot on TV will say, oh, the Ravens lost it more than the Bengals won it. Huh? That doesn't make sense. It doesn't make any sense. No, you either win or you lose. You can't lose it more than that other team. That's just stupid. So, no. The Bengals won it. There's an opposition that makes you do those things. There's an opposition that pushes back. They said that in the Super Bowl. The Chiefs lost more than the Buccaneers won. Oh, really? So it was the Chiefs just standing out there on the field, just randomly throwing it to nobody. There's no defense. There was no. The Bucs and the Chiefs defense just stood up and let the Bucs just walk by them. Right? Is that what happened? So I hate that stupid saying. So and today that comes back and bites me in the ass. So the Bengals took care of business. I'm not yet going to say that they are a Super Bowl contender. No, I need to see more. But I will say that they are not season pretenders. But I have to eat that one. All right. But sorry, Elliot, man. I know that you wanted that one. It was to take control of the AFC actually, and especially your division. So. All right, Elf of Courage, the guy who I absolutely love his Triforce icon, the triangle. It's from Zelda. So, Elf of Courage, I haven't seen you here in a few weeks, right? It's been a few weeks. He sends a $5 super chat and says, "Get your 5 burger, get your Patriots 50 burger here." I'm sorry, why did I read that wrong? That was stupid. Yeah. All right, I'll start over. Got to get this right. Elf of Courage sends a $5 super chat and says, "Get your 50 burger. Get your Patriots 50 burger here. Get them while they're hot." Absolutely, man. Absolutely. Incredible. Absolutely incredible to score over 50 points for this offense. Guys, if Tom Brady was the quarterback of the Patriots and it was, a few years past, I'd be happy, but okay, what else is new, right? Like that's Brady. Of course we're going to put, 40 points, something like that, 50 points. 50 points is not easy. I don't care who you're playing against. Don't let anyone tell you that, oh, well, it's the Jets, that's okay. No, sorry. But just remember, everyone said the Dolphins were supposed to be good, and they go and they lose to Jacksonville, and then they lose today again to the Falcons. So there's no certainty in the NFL, and, well, except for Tom Brady. But he's an alien. That doesn't count. But it's the NFL, man. Okay? Just watch. The Jets, okay, because it's the NFL, the Jets could go and they could win their next game. And then what? It's just, that's how it works. It's very strange. You got Detroit, who went toe-to-toe today with the Rams. I mean, did anyone expect that? The Lions could have won this game today. I mean, they got close, so they played good football. They're 0-7. But ask the Rams if that game was easy. When they're coming off the field, say, "Hey, guys, was that an easy win?" No. Why would you ask me something that stupid? Well, it was against the winless Lions. What are you, dumb? Did you not watch the game? So, yeah. 50 points, 54 in this case, is extraordinary. No matter what, and especially for this team, because we have been having problems, with getting points on the board. We've been giving up some bad, broken plays on defense, and I know there were a few miscues today as well on defense. I know that. But you know what? I've been really hard on the team lately. Let's just celebrate this. Let's be happy about it. And next week against the Chargers, the Pats are coming into town, Milena. maybe we need to look into going to that. That'd be nice. So.
Wow.
I've never seen the Chargers play, I don't think.
Why didn't we think of it earlier?
Because I thought, on the schedule, I thought it was next month. I don't know. I have no idea why I thought that, but I thought it was end of November, like not next month, but I thought it was like the end of November going into December for some reason. Yeah, but yeah. I mean, it's the Chargers. Maybe the tickets we can get a decent price. So we'll see. Because that would be cool to be able to broadcast from there for you guys. Elf of Courage sends another super chat, $10. He says, conventional, I think it's a he, conventional wisdom, records are made to be broken. Conventional wisdom is records are made to be broken. But Tom Brady, challenge accepted. 600 regular season touchdowns and halfway to breaking the single season passing record. Guys, Tom Brady is freaking phenomenal, man. Phenomenal. Listen, I'd be happy about this. I'd be happy about this if this was 2012. If this was 2007, 2008, 2016. This is 2021. Do you understand that the quarterback who was on the other team today, Justin Fields, was 3 years old when Tom won his first Super Bowl? That's okay. Let's just think about that for a second. Tom Brady could have graduated high school twice. He could have gone into kindergarten, graduated high school, let's say twice or nearly twice since he's graduated from high school. That's insane. 600 touchdowns. Now, that sounds impressive, right? And anybody would be impressed if that was Peyton Manning, if that was Dan Marino or Drew Brees. Anybody like that, right? We'd still be, wow, 600 is crazy. But what would we all think about? Well, those quarterbacks were stat whores. They were stat whores. Tom Brady has done this playing for Bill Belichick. Okay? He's done this playing on a team with a philosophy of game plan specific. So there's 1 week where they don't even care about throwing the ball that much, and it's all about running. And next week they may, and let's not forget, Tom Brady didn't even really hit his stride as far as throwing the ball and being the focus of the offense for years. For years it wasn't until way later, so he didn't even get to start out. Peyton Manning, Brees, guys like that, they were throwing out the gate. They were just throw, constantly, always doing that. Tom has done this under those conditions. So anybody who wants to say, oh, well, look how many games he's played and all that stuff. No. To do this, playing for Bill, guys, I mean, imagine, if he could do 600 like that playing for Bill and only recently Arians, even if he was playing in New England, he would have gotten 600. It just would have probably taken a little longer. But doing it under those conditions, what if Sean Payton had been his coach all this time? Or Andy Reid or someone like that? He wouldn't have all those Super Bowls, but my God, what would the stats be like, right? So it's just, incredible. I mean, every time I think this guy has impressed me and really shocked me, something else happens. I don't even understand how anyone can question that he's the GOAT. You know what, Tom Brady? I am pissed about. You know what, Milena? I am pissed at Tom Brady. I am. I'm mad at him.
Why?
I am mad at him. I forgot. And I'm. You know what? This sucks. He made my Montana versus Brady documentary completely obsolete. He screwed me over. Because when I made that video, it was a debate. Not for as far as I was concerned, but out there in the world. But he's completely annihilated it so badly that my documentary is like, it's like aged like milk.
It's like stating the obvious.
Yeah. Come on, Tom. He doesn't even care about my feelings. You know? I was told I have to mix in water with my Coke. Milena said I'm drinking too much soda, not enough water, so we made a deal.
Yeah.
I said I'll drink water and I'll drink Coke at the same time. She's mean to me. You have to care about your health. You have to drink more water. I don't want you to die. Blah, 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 blah. It's like, okay, fine, whatever. I'm in such a good mood today, man. Today's football day was just awesome. Now, here we go. See it twice. Sends a $5 super chat and says, Tom Brady's ring total is higher than Patrick Mahomes' QBR today, which was 6.0. Okay, here's the deal. I'm conflicted. Because Mahomes is his fans, and not all of them. I've met some Chiefs fans. I've had some Chiefs fans actually call my show, who are very sensible, and you know they get it. But there are a lot of Chiefs fans, like Nick Wright, for example, who are insufferable jackasses. I'm talking completely insufferable jackasses. And when you combine that with the way the media talks about him, the way, remember Ryan Clark? Patrick Mahomes, if you take Tom Brady and Peyton Manning and Drew Brees and all these other guys, Brett Favre, Patrick Mahomes is better than any of those guys ever were. He said that, ever were. Or when you get Tony Romo, nearly, pardon the expression, but nearly climaxing on television every time Patrick Mahomes, not when he makes a touchdown throw, when he makes an incompletion that looks like a baseball throw, that looks like a shortstop throwing to home plate. He don't even have to complete the ball. Just an incompletion is enough, okay? And then you add in a million stupid commercials, and then you add in his family. And normally I would never bring up family in cases like this, but they bring themselves into it. Like I don't even talk about Aaron Rodgers' family. Like I don't mention that, and I don't use that against them because we don't know the truth. We don't know, maybe Aaron's family is actually worse than him. They could be total douchebags for all we know. So we don't know anything about that. But the Chiefs, the Mahomes' family, they put themselves out there. They pour water on fans, okay? They do stupid dances on the people's logos. They call out other fans. They lie. Like Mahomes' wife lied and said that she was being harassed and threatened by the Patriots fans. And then the Patriot fan who she got in trouble so she could get moved, that guy posted what really happened because his girlfriend or whoever was with him had filmed the confrontation, filmed the whole thing. Turned out she was completely lying, completely made it up. She was the one heckling them. She was the one turning around and giving them crap. So, and then you got Mahomes' mom posting stuff, and then you got Travis Kelce's girlfriend. I know that's not Mahomes' family, but you got his girlfriend talking junk as well. What do you think's going on here? Why do you think people are annoyed? Why do you think people are celebrating and talking junk when the Chiefs fail? Because you've made it so impossible to root for them. I love great quarterback play, and I love dominance. I like seeing teams, become, on their way to dynasties. That's what makes this sport great, is that you see this team that's putting it together and you want to take them out. It's great. I mean, I honestly think the league would be pretty boring if we didn't have those certain teams that are just the bully on the block for an extended amount of time. I mean, if there was just every team was different every single year, I don't know. I don't think that would be as interesting. So I love that stuff. You winning or a team winning or being good has nothing to do with how I judge you or how if you annoy me or not. It's about those other factors. They have ruined the media has ruined Aaron Rodgers for me. And then Aaron ruined Aaron Rodgers for me. But Patrick hasn't done anything personally that I can see to make me feel that way about him. So basically, if the media hadn't gone nuts, if his family wasn't nuts, and some of his fans weren't the most insufferable douches ever, I would be rooting for Mahomes and I would be behind him. But again, they just make it impossible. And I don't know. Patrick needs to get his family together and have an intervention and say, listen, all of you, shut up. If you want to go to another game again, shut up. Seriously. All right. We have 50 viewers on, only 26 likes. Come on, guys. Please click the like button. It helps the channel and helps the algorithm. Really appreciate it. You guys are awesome. Thank you for being here so late with me. I know some of you on the East Coast, it's late. But, hey, Sunday Night Football is on late. Can't do nothing about it. Besides, any of you guys who don't take Mondays off, what's wrong with you? How can you not take Mondays off? Sunday's football day. It's like a holiday, So you talk to your boss, reschedule, say, no, I don't want off on Saturday and Sunday. I want off Sunday and Monday, okay? Because Mondays suck anyway. And then you don't go to work and then someone walks up and says, someone has a case of the Mondays, right? You don't have to hear that because, see, I believe someone would get their ass kicked for saying something like that, right? To quote a great movie by a great director, Office Space by Mike Judge. See It Twice knows what I'm talking about. See It Twice sends a $5 super chat. He says, the list of receivers that have caught touchdown passes from Tom Brady is almost as long as Nick Wright's nose. Almost. And that's probably one of Tom's greatest achievements right there. I don't know if you guys can read this. I don't know if it's large enough or not. But look at these guys. I mean, you don't see, these are not elite players, man. I mean, a lot of them are good, solid role players that we all like, and we think a lot of. Of course, Gronk elite, Randy Moss elite, Wes Welker was elite for what he did for a certain amount of time, but I still hold missing that catch in Super Bowl 46 against him, so I'm never going to get over that. Because then you got Julian Edelman at 37, right under Welker. And what did Edelman do? He makes those catches, okay? He comes through in the clutch. That's the difference right there. Deion Branch, of course, played a long time. James White, love James White, Mr. Sweetfeet. I wish he was still around. He deserves to be, in the leadership role right now. He deserves to be on the field with the guys. He's put the work in, and I hate that he's missing. Then we got, of course, the murderer himself, the total piece of garbage, human garbage, Aaron Hernandez with 20. Ben Watson, we all love Ben Watson with 20 as well. Too bad Ben couldn't get one more just to pass up that psychopath. David Givens, may he rest in peace. I swear, guys, don't get on motorcycles. If you have a motorcycle, please sell it. And if you're living in the city, if you ride a motorcycle just across the country, you know, and you're really safe and you're just cruising, that's cool. But if you live in the city and you use a crotch rocket or one of those, you know, speed bikes or whatever to get to work every day, please do it for me. Get rid of it. Get a car. If David had, you know, not been on a motorcycle, he's still with us today. Daniel Graham, 18. David Patton, 17. And I meant David Patton. I'm sorry, not David Givens. Troy Brown, 16. Damn, this is small. It's okay. Get it. All right. Danny Amendola, 15. Love Danny, Mr. Playoffs himself. Not really around much during the regular season, but playoff time, the dude was on fire. If we don't have Danny Amendola, we don't make it to the Super Bowl. In Super Bowl 52, of course, I know that it didn't end the way we wanted it to. But still, no Amendola, no Super Bowl appearance. Chris Hogan did well for us, Mr. 7-11, because he's always open. Can you guys believe that that was the same guy who was on the Miami Dolphins, Hard Knocks, the Hard Knocks show on HBO? And he was a Dolphin, and they cut him. They cut him, and then he ended up in Buffalo, and then he ended up with us. But also, Chris Hogan retired. I don't know if you guys know about that, but he's done now. Christian Fourier, 13. Wow, I didn't realize Fourier had that many. Kevin Falk, we all love Kevin Falk. He was our James White before James White. Mike Vrabel, he's also the cousin of Marshall Falk. Mike Vrabel, this is what's interesting. Okay, so Mike Vrabel has 10. And of course, Mike Vrabel was a linebacker. So that's pretty awesome, actually. Now he's got he's coaching up the Tennessee Titans. He's got him playing good football. Jabbar Gaffney, 9. Brandon LaFell, 9. Shane Vereen, Philip Dorsett, Brandon Cooks, Martellus Bennett. Martellus Bennett needs to shut up, by the way. Dion Lewis, Tim Wright, Rashae Caldwell, Bethel Johnson, Brandon Lloyd, Danny Woodhead, Rex Burkhead, Scott Chandler, Aaron Dobson, Josh Gordon, Malcolm Mitchell, Dante Stallworth, that's from 07, Kimbrell Tompkins, remember that catch against the Saints? Brandon Bolden, Algie Crumpler, oh my God, Algie Crumpler, wow, I haven't seen that, heard that name in a while. Doug Gabriel, Chad Jackson, Cordarrelle Patterson, Antoine Smith, that's old school. That's the first dynasty. Jermaine Wiggins, yep. Sam Aiken, Chris Baker, Kyle Brady, Tom Brady to Kyle Brady. That was always fun to say. A whole 2 times. Well, other than the completions. But Corey Dillon, Tim Dwight, Mark Edwards, Donald Hayes, and Keyshawn Martin. And a bunch of guys with 1. I don't guess I need to read those. But anyway, it's very impressive. And how many people's careers did Tom Brady make? You know, how many people got paid because of Tom? So that's what that means. It's not just 600 touchdowns. It's more than just 600 touchdowns. Yeah, Deion Branch doesn't get paid by Seattle if it's not for Tom. So I mean, I liked Deion and stuff, but I was mad at him for, you know, he was wanting out, and Tom needed him. So. Okay. Yeah, I mean, Lena, you got upset about that ball being given away.
Oh yeah.
She was freaking out. I didn't know what the hell was going on. I was like, what's wrong with you? She's like, Mike Evans just gave Tom Brady's ball away. All right, man. Cool. I love it. I love the passion. She does do that sometimes, though. You should have seen her during the Super Bowl. And, you know, I saw someone at the beginning mention, I think before the show started, had mentioned something about Patrick Mahomes and Kurt Warner. Well, okay, there is a similarity to the starts. However, Kurt is a bit different. Kurt comes in undrafted. Trent Green was the starter. Trent Green was not going to take the Rams to the Super Bowl in '99. Nobody thought much of the Rams. They had Marshall Faulk, but you got to remember the Colts didn't want Marshall Faulk, so they sent him to the Rams. But nobody was thinking about this, you know. Nobody was going, "Oh my God, look at this step team" and all that. They were off my radar. I mean, I specifically remember that season, and I never would have thought of the Rams as doing something. So Kurt comes in, has to take over immediately, becomes league MVP immediately that year, and wins the Super Bowl and wins Super Bowl MVP. 2 years later, the next year he got injured, but he was on his way to being MVP again. He should have won 3 straight. Then he got MVP again in 2001, and it was only because he ran into the alien Tom Brady and the New England Patriots in what would become the greatest dynasty in team sports history. That's what it took to take him out. And then the Rams were completely stupid and moved him. And had they not done that, had they not been stupid, who knows what would have happened. Kurt goes to the Cardinals, and he takes the garbage organization that's been garbage forever up until that point, takes them to the Super Bowl. So it's a bit different. Patrick was drafted, you know, the Chiefs were able to get him, I think, at 15. The Chiefs were already a very good team. Andy Reid is a much better coach than Dick Vermeil was at the time for the Rams. Alex Smith was leading the Chiefs, and they were always in the playoffs, always doing well. They beat our asses twice. Alex Smith, two different occasions, not only beat us, but just destroyed our asses. In 2014 on that infamous Monday night game, and then in our home opener when we were defending our trophy. So it was trophy night, Lombardi night. So Patrick came in, and then Patrick got to sit for a year, learn, no pressure, and then go out there. And again, he had a much better coach. Kurt Warner was just thrusted into the situation. He had been playing off in Europe and arena football and crap like that. So there are parallels. I agree that as far as like the statistics and the MVPs and the startup, but Kurt Warner is still, his beginning is on a different level than Mahomes is. I don't even care about the 50 touchdowns and all that. Nowadays, it's, you know, people are going to start, it's impressive, but it's not as impressive as what Kurt was doing back in '99. That was the headhunting era. Headhunting era lasted from the late '90s all the way to later in the 2000s. You know, it started getting soft around like 2010, 2011, and going into that, you started seeing signs of some ridiculous stuff. But up until then, they were still going at people's heads and crap like that. It was a very dangerous time in the NFL. To be quite honest with you, I think it's one of the most dangerous eras in the history of the NFL. That like I said, that crap started in the 90s, in the mid to late 90s, and it retired a lot of great quarterbacks. Troy Aikman should have had some years extra. I think Steve Young could have lasted a little longer. But I think overall, Kurt's start and all, if you add all the things in that I was talking about, Kurt's is better. And Kurt has better performances in the Super Bowl, in the playoffs, things like that. I think he faced harder opposition as well. So. Damn. Elf of Courage is on fire tonight.
Yeah.
He sends another $5 super chat and says, against which team do you think Brady will throw touchdown number 700? Oh, wow. So Tom would have to play. Okay. Jesus. He'd have to play at this level, and the soonest he could do it was within about 3 years. And that's if he just goes completely insane. That's not very realistic. I don't think he'll get to 700 probably. I think he'll just stop before he gets, I don't think he'll make it to 700. So I don't know. What would that have to be? If he just consistently throws touchdowns and stays at this level, around the season the 2023 season, 2024 probably, because we would have to assume that it would get gradually less and less and less as time goes on. I just don't. I'm not sure that Tom would even want to play that long. But that's interesting though. Now we're talking about 700. Now if we add playoffs, then he might be able to make it sooner. It depends. So. Oh, okay. So you mean including playoffs? Ah, gotcha. So, okay, so yeah, he definitely is going to get there. Where is he at right now? You guys know? Anybody happen to know where he's at? What's the exact number? Both regular season and playoffs combined? He needs 15. Oh, okay. No, 27. Wait. So Bill Murray says 15. See it twice says 27. But Bill Murray says 685. It's cool having Bill Murray here. It's going to be funny if this person's real name is Bill Murray. So, give me an accurate number. Is it 685? Is that confirmed? I'm a Patriots fan, which means I don't look ahead on the schedule. Bill has taught us not to look ahead at the schedule, so I got used to not doing that. Plus, I like to be surprised during the season. So I'm going to have to look. Let's see here. Of course, I look at the big games and stuff, but I tend to ignore them. All right. Okay, yeah, 685 confirmed. Thank you, Bill Murray. And Castle Freeland Gaming. So, week 8's against the Saints. Let's say he throws 3. The DC Lizard people, 2. That's 5. The Giants. Oh, he's going to want to kill the Giants. He's going to go for 4 there. The Colts, he hates the Colts because of Deflategate. Probably. I don't know. I still say 2 Falcons. Okay. He could do it time-wise. He could do it against the Falcons if he really hauls ass on this. Or it could be the Bills if he has a few games where he only throws 2. If it gets real bad, I'm talking real bad, it could go all the way to week 17 against the Jets, and that would be hilarious. But it will also mean that he's probably out of MVP contention. So I hope it's not the Jets. So I'm picking. It's going to happen. He's going to hit 700 career against Buffalo. It will happen against Buffalo. You heard it here first. What the hell was going on in the red zone with the Bucs today? Theoretically, Tom should have put 50 up on them. I don't get it. I don't understand how they can play so well, and then when they've got the lead, they do this a lot. Have you guys noticed that the Bucs do this quite a bit? When they get ahead, weird things happen, and they're just throwing all over the place, and the weird play calling and stuff. I just don't get it. They left so many points off the board. I do want to give a shout out though to Mike Evans. I'm constantly crapping on this guy, and the reason I am is because I don't like that he doesn't fight for it. He doesn't fight for the ball a lot of times. He's a great receiver if he's, the ball lands right into him, or, he's open. I mean, he's one of the best. But that's always bothered me, and I think that he's a lot of times mentally weak, and that's why I go after him quite a bit. But today he was amazing, other than giving Tom's ball away, but they got it back. You saw Mike Evans' shock, so it's not like he was thinking, I'm going to just give Tom's ball away. He always does that. Mike always gives the ball away. So at the Super Bowl, he gave away his helmet. So he just likes doing that. But that's inconsequential. Anyway, he was awesome today. He got the hat trick, 3 touchdown catches. So good for him. And he caught Tom's 600th touchdown pass. So how perfect is that, right? I was hoping, it'd be nice that Gronk was the one to do that. But you know what? It's better that Gronk's not playing, actually. You want him for the playoffs. It's not really necessary. They're winning games here without him, so just save him for then. So we have a $2 super chat from OC Reed Gaming. Welcome, OC Reed. I've not seen you here before. He sends a $2 super chat and says, which team will give Arizona Cardinals first loss? Okay, that's a good question. Now, let's pull up their schedule, because home and away matters quite a bit in football. People don't understand. It's not just about the home crowd, these athletes, they have a rhythm, they have a thing they do, just a habit and a set way. And I've watched this before, and a lot of them are very habit oriented, like cats almost. And if you knock them off that, they don't like it. And some teams handle it better than others. So let's see here. Okay. Now, the game that pops out obviously, is this Thursday night, which I can't believe we're finally getting a great game on Thursday night. This is a really good matchup. So it's Green Bay. It's in Arizona. I'll be honest with you guys. I'm not that impressed by Green Bay. I'm not impressed by their performance. No, it has nothing to do with Aaron as far as my dislike for this man. I don't let that, alter my judgment. But I'm not that impressed by them. I think they're overachieving. I've seen a lot of situations where they're very beatable, and I don't get what a lot of these teams do when they play them. But I'm not that blown away by them. My God, if they didn't have Aaron Rodgers, they would be complete and utter garbage, like absolute garbage. Let's keep in mind that the team that Aaron Rodgers was bragging about owning, Tom just absolutely annihilated the very next week. Let's not forget Tom remembered that some of the Bears' defensive players laughed at him when he held up 4 fingers and got confused on which down it was. Tom made sure to take that out on them. And like See It Twice said, Aaron Rodgers is bragging about, I own your asses, talking about the Bears, while Tom Brady owns the entire league. So, yeah, that was a good point there, Daniel. Do I think the Cardinals can beat Green Bay on Thursday night? Yes. Again, I'm not completely sold on Green Bay right now. And honestly, I don't like how Arizona's offense, a lot of times they just throw the ball up for grabs and hope that something happens. And I just, damn, I know people think it's Green Bay. I don't think it is. I don't think it is. I think it's going to be something bizarre, and it's popping out right now. All right? You ready for this? The 49ers. The 49ers, I think, will be the team where they slip up. And the reason is, and I know we just watched them against the Colts, but the 49ers and Cardinals, they just absolutely hate each other. And we have a fan here, Rafael Hugoy, who's a big 49ers fan, and he will tell you this, and he's been a 49ers fan his whole life. He knows how this works. It's a weird thing with those two teams. It doesn't matter who's good, who's not. It's always just a weird situation. I think the 49ers are underachieving. I think they can be much better than they are. And I don't expect them to just completely play like garbage forever. I mean, and again, the Colts, they had a great game tonight, and they played well considering the crappy situation that was going on out there. And I know, I saw Carson Wentz, it's like he was relying on pass interferences and stuff like that. But still, I think the Cardinals win. I think the Cardinals beat the Packers on Thursday night. I think they survive, and I think the loss will come in Week 9 against the 49ers. I think another loss will come if Russell Wilson is back against Seattle. They already beat the Rams. The Rams might even it up, so they might get a win there, or they might take a loss there. And then they've got Dallas, and then they've got Seattle at the end of the year. So there's a lot of games there that the Cardinals are going to lose. I think the Cardinals are going to lose 4 games this year. So they're going to end the season with 4 L's. Okay. Make sure to write that down, guys, because hold me to account if I'm wrong. Unlike everybody else on these shows and other people who do this, I admit when I'm wrong. So, bring it back to me. If you notice all these pundits and stuff on these shows, they make predictions and they say things, and then when it happens, and then you go to watch to see how they react to how they lost, most of them, they don't even bring it up. And if they do, they make some excuse, why they were wrong, whatever. I don't do that. I don't run from things like that. So just be sure to note that, because sometimes I forget actually what I said, because there's we're always doing this so much, making so many picks and things. Elf of Courage, damn dude, sends a $2 super chat, and he says Lions are 0-7. Last time they were 0-7 was 2008. Oh, 2008. That's when they went 0-16. So I hope they don't do that. That's just wrong. I never hope a team goes, 0-17. Now it's always, it could be 0-17. It's just bad for football. It's bad for football. And then you get these idiots that come out of the woodwork. Oh, could the Alabama Crimson Tide, could they beat the 0-4 Detroit Lions? And then you have to answer stupid questions like that. So no, I don't want to deal with it. But no, the Lions will win a game. In fact, you ready for this? They're going to win 2. They're going to win 2, maybe 3. So not only are they going to win 1, they're going to win 2, at least 2. Be ready for that. Yeah, OC, exactly. Just like the Patriots struggle against the Dolphins, it's one of those things. And the 49ers, again, the 49ers are better, I think. Potential. They have they should be just doing better. They should be better than this. They've got everything they need to kind of to get going. And I of course, I was hoping the 49ers won tonight. I have no love for the Colts. I'm sorry to my sister, who is a big Colts fan, but after Deflategate, I have no love for the Colts. I can't root for them. Elliot, by the way, did you get your thing I sent you in the mail? I don't know if it's come yet. If it did, let me know. Because there was like a weird thing about the address at the Naval Yard where you're stationed. So something weird came up, so I want to make sure you got that. Awesome, guys. We have 51 viewers, 45 likes. Do me a favor, if you haven't clicked like yet, please do so. It helps the algorithm and keeps us going. And the bigger this channel gets, the more we can have our freedom to speak what we want and say what we want, and better quality analysis. And you guys, I always make sure I always pay attention to what you guys are saying. And you can vent, you can get it out there as well, unlike other shows. So I don't understand why other YouTubers don't really interact with their audience. But Jared Thomas thinks Jimmy should be benched. Wow. Yep, Jeremy Wallace says the Colts record is an indication of their talent. They've had a rough schedule. Yeah, it's just one of those things. I think they can do better, and I think they will do better. Castle, what I saw from Chicago today and last week, I don't think the Bears are doing anything. I don't know. They need a clean house. I mean, the Bears, you know what I saw when I saw the Bears? It looked like the exit from Afghanistan, okay? I mean, they are terrible. I don't get it. I just don't get it. They're just, I just hope Luke McQuay is not somewhere in a corner somewhere, drunk and alone somewhere in Chicago, because he is a hardcore Bears fan and he's put up with a lot. Ozymandias says any corners Bucs can pick up, as it looks like Dean is gone again just as he came back. I know, I saw him limping off the sidelines. What the hell, man? Okay, so basically, Ozymandias, what the Bucs need to do is just start having tree outs at the local prison. See if anybody gets that reference. Jalen thinks the Cardinals will lose 3 games this year. I got 4, you got 3. Close enough. They're definitely not going undefeated. Although, Melania, you'll be happy about this. Football Baby looked pretty good today. He's playing well. Football Baby is playing well. And for those of you who don't know who Football Baby is, that's what Melania calls Kyler Murray. She likes him because he's little. So.
In football terms.
Yeah, and for a quarterback, yeah, he's little. Jalen says Tampa will not lose another game this season. I like it. I like it. And by the way, guys, if you're talking to me, put at Von Allen Sports so I see it, because it pops up in orange for me, so I can see it better. Otherwise, I'm going to dismiss it and think you guys are talking to each other. Oh, look at that. Jeremy Wallace is a Colts fan.
Nice.
Nice. I'm sure my sister would be happy. Yeah, Jeremy. Actually, my sister says the same thing. She's a big Colts fan, but she says Deflategate was stupid. And she thinks that it just made the organization look bad. It made the Colts look bad. And then DeQuell Jackson, of course, who got the intercepted and supposed, deflated ball, he gave the ball away to the equipment staff and said, I want to keep this because I just intercepted Tom Brady in an AFC Championship game. But the regime media, they reported it as DeQuell Jackson gave the ball away because it was deflated. Do you really believe that a linebacker playing in an AFC Championship game, in a game like that in New England, and it gets an intercepted ball, and you think he's going to give a crap or even know about that? So after the game, they walk up to DeQuell Jackson and say, "Hey, DeQuell, did you get any info about the ball?" And he thinks that they're talking about the ball that he caught as a souvenir. He says, "No, they haven't given it back to me. Why?" "Oh, well, because they're investigating." He's like, "What are you talking about?" He had no idea what was going on. And then, after he retired, he goes on the Pat McAfee show and says the same thing. Says, "No, I don't know what they're talking about. I just want my football." And Pat McAfee says, "DeQuell Jackson, is there one thing, if you could tell Tom Brady right now, what would it be?" And he goes, "Tom, if you can, you probably got a lot of pull with the league office. Can you get my ball back for me?" Wow. Okay? You guys understand that the entire investigation, the entire witch hunt itself, was based on DeQuell Jackson supposedly walking over and figuring out that the ball was deflated. The fact that he has no idea what they're talking about, it completely wipes away. I mean, if this was in court at all, if this was like a crime, it would be dismissed immediately. They did go to court, and a judge found it idiotic and dismissed it. And the reason that the NFL won the next case is because it was about contractual agreements with the collective bargaining agreement that basically said Roger Goodell has the right to suspend any player for any reason. That's what they won in court. It wasn't about the actual whether or not Tom deflated the footballs. So that's the stupidity of it. Speaking of that, I took a nap in the first quarter of tonight's game, the 49ers Colts game. I had a dream that Roger Goodell had me kidnapped. What the hell, man? What is that? The Roger Goodell thing is haunting my dreams now. I'm not lying. I'm not making this up. I'm serious. So the guy is haunting my dreams now. So in that case, it was a nightmare. But yeah, anyway, I like to see fans of other teams, especially teams that here that we have had a history with. So we have a Ravens fan here. Now we got you. We got the Colts fan. I'd like to see a resident Chiefs fan. I think that would be fun to have a resident Chiefs fan here. That'd be pretty cool. So, and actually, it would be quite fun to have a Jets fan. I think I could have a lot of fun with that. If you have any friends who's a Jets fan, tell them to start participating in the chat. That would be hilarious. So. Actually, a lot of you guys might not know this, but I never would have gone live. I mean, I'm not going to say never, but I went live because of Andrew Luck's retirement, and the news was so big that people were commenting on my videos that I need to react to that. And everyone was asking me if I'd go live. I never done it. And I checked it out, and I was like, okay, fine, I will. And I just clicked on it, and then it's kind of started this. But it was the Andrew Luck news that triggered it all. Kevin Godnett, man, I don't know what's going on with the Vikings right now. I just they're a strange team to kind of figure out. So I know you're probably frustrated, but what's going on with KC? Hold that thought. Don't let me forget.
Okay.
Tiffany, because I'm already on the subject anyway, so I'm just going to move to what Tiffany's asking. Tiffany's asked, so did Bill throw Tom under the bus when he asked when asked about the ball? I don't think Bill intentionally meant to do it, but it wasn't a good look. Like, Bill's answer could have been better. It could have been, oh, come on, you know. He could have said, like, really, this is dumb. No, Tom's not. I mean, so what happened was Bill literally didn't know what the hell they were talking about. You think Bill gives a crap about how the quarterback likes the footballs? He doesn't care. That's just not something that he pays attention to. I would think anyway. I've been in NFL training camps and around teams and stuff. Even the biggest micromanager like Bill Belichick probably won't give a crap about the football conditions or the equipment, okay? Bill's not going to know about the shoulder pads or how a guy likes his cleats. Probably not going to care about that. That's other people's job. You've got a lot of guys on the staff whose job it is to do that. And unless there's something really weird happening or something really off, then Bill would find out. But I just think Bill was just like, what? The football, talk to the quarterback. Like, I think that's what he meant. I think he really meant that. Just I don't know, why are you asking me about Aaron and football? He probably thought it was just stupid and didn't even take it seriously. But it does come, knowing what we know now, it came across a little weird, but I don't think there was any intention there to kind of throw Tom under the bus. If you want to talk about Bill, you know, doing Tom wrong, I would say the one that points out the most is after the AFC Championship game for the 2017 season, after we beat the Jaguars. Tom had a complete hole in his hand, you know, all the way down in his throwing hand. And he was asked about it, and he replied, well, we're not talking about open heart surgery here. You know, I mean, the reporter didn't ask that big of a deal of a question. I mean, it was legitimate. It wasn't like stupid question or anything. The reporter said, you know, what do you think about Tom's toughness, you know, able to win the game with a hole in his hand? Or, you know, I don't know exactly what word for word what the question was. It was basically that. And Bill smarted off and had a smart-ass remark. And I didn't like that. I thought that was pretty shady. I thought that was, you know, I mean, Tom, we've got players who are out and get put on IR for stuff like that. And Tom not only goes and helps his team win the AFC Championship game, but he made the key plays that he had to make with that. And that's his throwing hand right on his palm. And Tom's game is all about accuracy. It's all about the touch on the football and how it feels and everything. He's not a guy that can, if his hand's hurt, maybe he can run around like Lamar Jackson could do. If Lamar had a hole in his hand, Lamar can still escape. Lamar can still make things happen. Tom can't do that. If Tom doesn't have his accuracy, if he doesn't have his hand correct, what does he have, you know? And to be able to do that, I didn't like how Bill was dismissive of that. So if you want to point to something, that bothered me. But the Deflategate thing, I don't think it was intentional. It could have been said better, but I don't think. I think Bill was more just caught off guard. Like, what? Are you serious? I don't know. Ask Tom. Like, who cares? Who knows about that? So, yeah. Yeah, Ken. Ken, that was funny. That my cousin Vinny reference. That was awesome. I love that. You could tell after Bill studied up on footballs and Aaron footballs, he was really annoyed, and you could tell how he thought it was just completely idiotic, and he was just done with it. Kevin Godnett asks, oh wait, no, he says you were right about Travis Kelce. In what aspect? What do you mean by that? I've said a lot about Kelce in the past. Odson Mate says, have I noticed Tom being way more mobile this year? Yes, absolutely. And let's go back to 2019. If you remember, he was working on that, and we picked up on that. So people were dogging him for not having the normal Tom Brady stats and all that. But I was saying, look at him. He's moving better. He's getting around more. And if he hadn't, he would have been murdered. He would have been killed a lot of times he escaped. We were like, well, my God, it was a good thing that he's been working on his legs. But he's been doing that for a few years. But this year, it's way more than ever. You're absolutely right. And I like it. I like to see, him kind of getting away. But I just hope he doesn't, think he can run real far and stuff, and then somebody takes a shot at him. I don't want that to happen. But yeah, you're absolutely right. He is way more mobile than he used to be. So, and mobile in a sense of getting out of the pocket. He's always been mobile in the pocket. He's always had great footwork and doesn't get a lot of credit for it with NFL fans. Analysts pretty much have noticed his footwork in the pocket, but regular fans, they don't seem to give him any credit for that. But he's always had that. But this year, definitely, outside the pocket movement has been excellent. Yeah, Ken, it was Mark. Yeah, Mark Brunell, Mark Brucellis, Celos, who was crying. Yeah, what a dummy. Yeah. Thank you, Wishing. I got you, Ken. I know. It was funny because it actually looks almost like a word or some kind of weird disease. Brucellosis. William Arnold asks, so once again, if Brady wins another Super Bowl in Tampa, he would undeniably become the greatest quarterback in Bucs history. So would he be inducted into the Hall of Fame with two different teams? Well, first of all, he already is the greatest quarterback in Bucs history. Right? I mean, is there anyone that... I don't think so. I would think that it's already there. And would Brady be inducted in the Hall of Fame with two different teams? That's interesting. I don't think you can do that. But if anyone should be able to, maybe it's Tom Brady. But no, he would go in as a Patriot. But there's been cases where other players have retired with their newest team. Peyton Manning retired a Bronco. So, but Tom's not going to do that. Tom will, if he doesn't come back to New England at the end for some reason, I'd be highly shocked, like a one-day contract or something like that. But yeah, he'll definitely go into the Hall of Fame. But like you said, maybe if there's somebody who should, okay. I may be biased. Okay, I am biased when it comes to stuff like this, right? But I think the way the Hall of Fame is, they should just make a new wing for Tom Brady. Seriously, I'm not kidding. There should be a Tom Brady wing of the Hall of Fame now. It should be separate. Because a lot of these quarterbacks and these players that they've been putting in don't belong next to Tom. And I would say that for Joe, like make a separate for the elite of elite of elite of elite. Say that 3 times fast. Okay, it's not easy. And you have like 4 or 5 guys in there, and then everybody else in the Hall of Fame. So. Yeah, Jeremy, I'm kind of concerned about Lamar, but Milena, you pointed out something today regarding Lamar. You said, how come they don't make a big deal out of him? How come everyone is kissing Mahomes' ass? Nobody talks about Lamar Jackson.
Right.
And my response to you was, it's the way Lamar carries himself. Lamar is kind of quiet. He's humble. He just goes out and does his work. You don't see him in commercials all the time. You don't see him throwing footballs outside of the stadium. You don't see him trying to do practicing stupid sidearm throws and all that crap. You don't hear from his family talking junk and all this stuff. There's just not a lot of attention on him because he's not shining a spotlight on himself. But I've seen him take a lot of bad hits. And like you said, would he go the way of Cam Newton? It's possible. If he keeps getting lit up like that. People think that I have something against Lamar Jackson because I don't mention him all the time, but when regarding quarterbacks. But when I'm talking about quarterbacks, I'm talking about, I'm partial to pocket quarterbacks, and there's times where Lamar does great, and then there's times where it looks like he can't throw. I mean, it's weird. So he's been so back and forth that I often kind of not put him in the area of passing quarterbacks when we're talking about pure passing. And so people get the idea that I don't like him. Actually, I like him a lot. I like him as a person. I think he's awesome. But like I said, the inconsistency there and the back and forth sometimes is really confusing, His rookie year, he threw like Tim Tebow. His second year, he wins MVP, and all of a sudden he's throwing great. It's like, whoa, what the hell? And then the next year, he's back to throwing like crap and playing like crap. And this year now he's doing it like, what the hell, man? So he kind of gets lost in the mix sometimes when I'm talking about pocket passers. And that's what happens. I think people get the wrong idea on that. So, but again, that just shows you. Personally, I like him. But it does nothing to do with my analysis and what I see on the field. So, I mean, it bugs the hell out of me, about, like I said, about Mahomes and how everyone treats him and stuff. But the dude won the regular season MVP last year in our formula. He won it straight up. And it should not have gone to Aaron Rodgers, in my opinion. But the MVP, they judge it differently, so. And I thought Mahomes was going to win our MVP in general, the overall MVP. All he needed was a touchdown pass in the Super Bowl. Yeah, they try to promote him a little bit, but it's he even got on the cover of Madden, and that generally goes to, normally in the past has gone to the player who had the big season or the MVP season or something, but it's still, he's not getting even 20% of what Mahomes gets.
Yeah, everywhere you look, you see Mahomes on TV.
Yeah, Mahomes is everywhere. So is Aaron Rodgers too. God.
Yeah.
You ever hear Lamar talk in an interview or something? You'll be sold on him. He's a good dude. We have a new member, Kevin Godnett. Welcome, Cavalry. He joins the Cavalry Diplomat Priest. And by the way, thank you for mentioning that. I just want to give a shout out here to you, some of you guys. I mean, we've been doing great. You guys realize that we're almost to 50 members? We only need four to get to 50. And this makes YouTube very happy. I talked to Google when I got this, asked them to let me do the membership. And they said, you know, the memberships, the more we get, the more it'll start generating good things for the channel. So we're almost to 50. Thank you, Kevin, for joining. Two Kevins joined today. My childhood friend Kevin also joined. But recent joins, I just want to give a shout out to Kevin Godnett, Nightly Sinister, Tiffany joined today, Pedro Cano joined recently, Ozymandias. We have some rejoins, but they've always been there. That's usually a credit card thing where you switch cards or something. So, Dennis Dennerling. Let's see, James Grant, Brent Skeet. That's an interesting last name. Susan Moulton upgraded to Centurion Master of Games. Thank you so much. And Marcus 415 also upgraded. Frank Ridley upgraded as well. And let's see here. And then we've got our oldest members. The oldest consistent member is Adi Visorno, who is Admiral General Senator. Damn. Then we've got Jared Weaver, who is actually the first official member. Then we've got Nefertiti, of course, Milena, who's a Praetorian governor, artist, but I think she goes by artist. Julius Beyer, Nightwalker. We've got Consul Jason Patrick Saunders. Damn. John Thomas Chavez, my brother Stephen, Angel Nikolov, Copycat, Michael Swearingen. These are all the old school guys, been around a long time. Mr. Jameson, See It Twice, Bitcoin Motorist, Luke, Jalen, Donnie, Take a Pick 1313, Tyree Vaughn, Lord Varsh, Leo Gallimara, Elliot Ravens, James Johnson, Consul James Johnson. That's the $50 a month tier. Consul is basically the Roman version of president. Frank Ridley, Diane Tincher, Thomas Allen, Jake Saunders, Salami Pizza, Atomic Dog, and East Tang, Dave Wilhauer, Turbulent Velocity, and I've mentioned everyone else. I want to thank all of you guys for being members here. It's awesome, and like I said, we just need 4 more to get to 50. It's a nice round number, I think. That's a pretty good Senate, I think. That 50 is a good number. Yeah. So we can get 4 more of you guys to join. It starts out at $2 a month. You can pick different tiers, of course. So, and then you get a ranking and a official title within the empire. And you also get to watch the archives of every Von Allen Sports show we've ever done. That's only available for members. You also get some weird uploads that I do from time to time that nobody else sees. Sometimes they're personal ones. Sometimes they're just weird videos that I didn't think were fit to release to the public. Maybe they were too controversial or too weird. And then I've got some of those sitting on my hard drive that I'm going to do in the future as well. But you also get to be in the Members Senate once a month. We all get together. It's kind of like a shareholders meeting. And we talk about the channel, and we can have any kind of conversation you want. We usually just get in debates and have some fun conversations about weird stuff. So, and then also you get to be in the chat. Each Sunday I'll hold a chat here, and we just talk football during the game. So anyway, I think it's worth it, especially if you're going to take the time to send a $2 super chat. Why not just sign up for the $2 a month membership, and then you can be a part of all that. So, okay. Thank you, Kevin. Tiffany asks, I wonder if Casey is second-guessing themselves giving Mahomes $500 million. All right, so let's talk about. I said I would come back to the Chiefs. No. No, they're not second guessing themselves. But right now, I saw someone on Twitter mention if the Chiefs haven't spent that money on Mahomes, maybe they play better. Well, the Mahomes contract really is not that bad. It was a contract that I had proposed. Not that they knew about me proposing. I'm just saying though, it's just I approve of it because I thought it was a good idea. But I had proposed that they should go for longer years and spread it out so they don't take such a hit, because you're probably going to want them for a very long time, or you think you do, and you assume that he's going to be around a long time. Might as well just get the deal done, because if you do a 5-year deal, it's going to be the cap hit is going to be insane. But if you spread it out, the more years, because the way the CBA, the way the collective bargaining agreement works, is that the players want commitment. They want long-term commitment. So you're rewarded, the team is rewarded for more years. And then you can work with it. And I said, why don't they just give Mahomes like a 10-year contract, something ridiculous like that. And they actually did it. And it was exactly kind of what I thought they should do, and it worked. They're not really, his contract is really not hurting them yet. They've got basically their team locked in place. They've got great players, guys. They've got a great team. They've got great players on defense. It's not enough. It's not enough. So no, they shouldn't regret what they gave Mahomes the money, because it's not just about what he can bring as far as winning or as far as stats or anything like that. Even if he's playing badly and they're not doing that great, Mahomes brings in ticket sales. He brings in, you can raise the ticket prices because of him. You sell a lot of merchandise. You bring a lot of attention to the Chiefs. You get primetime games where there's a little bonus there, every time you get a primetime game, and you get an uptick in your team's value, overall value. So it's good for the ownership. It's good for the team in general. So I don't think they should regret that. The problem, to go back and answer your original question, so no, it's not. The contract is really not an issue, not yet. It may be, in the future, but not yet. It's really. I haven't looked at all the numbers right now, but I don't think it's. I think they've got everybody taken care of right now for this year. But it's what's happening to them is what inevitably happens. A combination of players. Remember, every year is a year older, a year that people have been around. And the longer you're really good, the more the NFL starts to look at you and watches everything you do and wants to beat you and tries to figure out ways to beat you. And then when someone puts it out there on film on how to suffocate you and how to stop your attack, doesn't mean that every team can do this. But the teams with the right personnel can do it and can implement it. And you've seen that with the Chiefs this year. You've seen the teams that have the right players and the right scheme and the right coaching can take advantage of this, while other teams just can't, even if they want to. They could try to run the scheme, but maybe they don't have the players who can do it. You don't have the players that can keep up with Tyreek Hill. You don't have the players that can, go body to body on Kelsey and actually beat him for a pass. And he's a great route runner, by the way. So you've got to have the personnel as well. It just caught up with them, okay? The Patriots dynasty, our first dynasty, people started, kind of knowing what our game was and how we were after a few years. And it was a combination of aging and a combination of people kind of knowing what we were doing. And what did the team have to do? We had to change. So we altered things. Bill played around with the defense, tried to, going back 3-4, 4-3, 3-4, trying to figure out what we were doing until we locked into something new. We lost coordinators. The Chiefs have had, they have a new defensive coordinator. His first year was last year, which is, we all know, he gives me PTSD, Spagnolia. But they had a different coordinator before that. So these things change as well. But, regarding the Patriots, Tom changed his game, and it became all about that. And then they changed again later on, and then they change again, and they just keep remaking themselves. And you've got to do that. The Chiefs are not remaking themselves. The Chiefs are consistently staying with what they do. Everyone knows what's coming. You play the Chiefs right now, you know what's going to happen. Patrick Mahomes, run around, hope to get away. Okay, can't find his, doesn't have his second read. Oh, I got to run, and then I got to throw it as far as I can. I got to hope and pray that Tyreek Hill outran the DBs. Okay. It's that way every single week without fail. It's the same every time. That's their problem. So they need to change. They need to evolve. People got it figured out, man. That's it. They're still going to win some games because they got a very talented team, and they've got, Andy Reid is still a really good coach, but that's why they're hitting this wall. And I do think that they'll get it figured out. I do. I think they'll correct it, and they'll start playing better football. It's not going to be like this all year. But speaking of the Chiefs, guys, I don't want to say that anybody was lying. Just in my opinion, I think Mahomes got knocked out. So I've seen a lot. I've seen people get knocked out. I've never been knocked out, thank God. I've been punched and hit and all kinds of stuff in my years of playing sports. Never was knocked out, but I've seen people get knocked out. I think he got knocked out, okay? And somehow he passed concussion protocol. I don't know how that works exactly, but like what the details of that. It's supposed to be NFL sanctioned, has nothing to do with the Chiefs. So maybe he did, or maybe it was maybe they missed it, But from what I saw, the look in his eyes, he looked out of it. He looked concussed. Rarely do you get hit like that and not be able to walk off the field on your own. Rarely does your eyes roll back up in the back of your head, and then you just have that dead stare that just you're looking into nothing. That's usually from a concussion. Not always, there are exceptions, but if you go back and look at the play and you look at his reaction and then you watch him go into the sidelines, unless he was playing it up, unless he was faking it, I think he was concussed. So, but they say he's not. There you go. But that was a rough hit. But the point here, and I'm glad he's okay. That's not my point. What was he doing when he got hit? Doing that crap again. Going down, trying to throw the ball, and doing that crap that he did in the Super Bowl. And then you get a gigantic thigh in your face. Okay, so you got a defensive player running full speed and just hits you right in the head with his thigh. So maybe people ask, what should Patrick have done? He should have known that was a sack. And just take the sack, okay? Learn how to read defenses. Learn to know where your guy's going. Throw them open if he's not open. Okay? Get better at the craft of pocket passing. If you watch Tom, a sack's coming. He knows that play's dead. Live to fight another down. Just take the sack. You don't want to fumble. You don't want something stupid happening. And there you go. Matt Ryan almost lost the game today trying to do that crap. Okay? It's just take the sack, man. Just take the sack. Stop trying to do all that garbage. People are on to you. Maybe it worked, it worked in the past, but not anymore. It's just, you got to find a different way. You got to change. So, I hope that answers the question, what's going on with the Chiefs. That's basically what the deal is. William Arnold. Oh, you know what? That's too good. I'm going to have to pin that. William Arnold says, Brady has more career passing touchdowns than the Panthers, Ravens, Jaguars, or Texans do as a franchise. Wow. Wow. Elf of Courage, thank you so much, man, for all your super chats tonight. It's really appreciated. It helps the channel out a lot. I really appreciate it, man. Zach Wilson has 9 picks. And Mahomes has how many? He's got 9? 8 or 9? All right. Yeah, OC Reed Gaming. Yeah. So what Tom does is he works on. You're absolutely right. So he works on simulating a sack, like how to go down, how to cover up and not get injured, not fumble the ball, and all that. So it's a thing he's used to, and how to anticipate it coming. And you got to take your ego out of it. And a lot of this running around is you're trying to make highlight reels and stuff like that. Take your ego out of it and just focus on winning. It's the same thing about in the Super Bowl. The Chiefs needed to run the ball. Run the ball, okay? Make the Bucs defense honest, okay? You got to run them out of the defense they were playing. You got to run them out of it, and that would do it. But they refused to. Andy Reid, what did he say? We're going to keep throwing it. And Patrick says, you keep calling him, I'll keep throwing it. Like, genius. So you got to do that, man. All right. Let me see. I know it's getting late for a lot of you guys on the East Coast. I just want to see what, go back, make sure I didn't forget something here. So yeah, the DC Lizard people against the Packers today, what were they doing? Like, does nobody, okay, it's every week now that I'm complaining about this. What are these coaches doing? Take the points. It's a close game. Take the points. What's with all this stupid crap, these stupid decisions? It's driving me insane. Titans at Chiefs. Let's see. Falcons at Dolphins. Falcons almost lost that anyway. Giants beat the Panthers. My God. See, Carolina, exactly what I thought. Everyone was like, oh, they're going to be good. They're good. But no, sorry. You just lost to the Giants. Raiders beat the Eagles. Eagles are garbage. Let's see. Rams beat the Lions. Where I went over that. Cardinals beat the Texans. I mean, come on, really? Did anyone expect anything else? And then Colts, 49ers. Yeah, that was a garbage-ass game to watch. So, all right. I think we covered just about everything. Guys, thank you so much for being on tonight. Well, we had a good showing, probably because of the big day that the Patriots and Bucs had. But I really appreciate it. You guys are awesome, and I'm going to thank all you guys who sent super chats and who joined tonight. And oh, by the way, you can get this cup and this shirt and other One Ounce Sports merchandise in the store. It should be below this, should be a little pop-up thing if you guys are interested in that. Brian Magnum, thank you so much, man. I appreciate you guys too. I love doing this, and I couldn't do it without y'all. So it's so much fun. And I look forward to talking to you guys every week. I just want to mention, don't forget, in 2 weeks, we have our debut of our MMA show where we're going to cover the UFC pay-per-view. And Von Allen Sports, we've got to expand. I don't personally do a lot of work on it, or I've hired other people, but the channel has to, mix it up, or it won't grow. So I think the more we have being uploaded and more things we do coming from different angles is great for the channel. And so for you guys who like the UFC, look out for that. And if you never watched it, try it out. I think you might like it. So it's really fun. It's a really great sport, and it's a growing sport. And if you appreciate good quarterback play because of the chess game that's being played, you'll appreciate UFC. It's not just barbaric fighting. There's a lot of thought process, a lot of skill and strategy involved. And I think you guys would really enjoy it. So thank you so much. Brian, yes, we want to expand to all sports. I'm just doing one at a time, because it'd be impossible to kind of just latch on to all sports at once. So that's the next one, and then we'll move on, and then we'll expand even more, and it'll just keep happening. But I just want to reiterate, I'm the one doing the football one. Football is me. I'll help out with the other sports, but I'm not as hands-on with that. So thank you guys so much. Y'all are awesome. Go Pats. Go Tom Brady. Just change TB. Tampa Bay doesn't exist. Just change it to Tom Brady. Thank you guys again. Tom Brady, 600 touchdown passes. Pats score 54 points on the Jets. Great day. Great day indeed. Good night, guys. Thank you so much.
Flag on the play if you're not subscribed to Von Allen Sports. But once you are, we'll make it up to your team in the fourth quarter. You're watching Von Allen Sports, real and honest NFL analysis. Subscribe now and join the empire. Von Allen Sports, let's go.
Von Allen Sports.